All right, I am constantly sent the most interesting stuff. And, well, King of Bar did it again. We're going to be looking at his. Well, he finished 3-1 at locals today with this bad boy, and I'm pretty sure that. No. Has anybody thought of this yet? Has anybody thought about playing Mekk-Knight Witchcraft? Because this man put this deck together on just massive impulse. And he was like, Robbie, I did really good at locals today. I'm like, no, you didn't, Bar. He was like, yeah, I went X1. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, you actually... So this man bought his Witchcraft core from me last week. Took my core. I was like, I'm never going to play the deck. He's like, watch, I'm going to do well with this. And boy, oh boy, I'm eating my words today as I get to do his deck profile. So, his matchups, weren't necessarily the most exciting. He 2-0'd Salad, which is actually pretty disgusting to me, actually. Like, kudos to the man. You beat Salad relatively well. He beat Trickstars 2-0, and he beat Mermills 2-1. He did add a note here that said, against Trickstars, he played through Droll Reincarnation. He set some Witchcraft cards so that they could return mid-game. That's actually pretty cool, actually. And ironically, his only loss was to Cosmo. And he was talking about he should have had a Fortress in the extra deck to kind of help out with that, because he's already playing Cyber Dragon up here. And he said, yes, you have the Mega Fleet, but it was like having more slurpability actually was relevant. So that's definitely something to think about. Like, I don't know how many times you're going to play against Cosmo with this deck. I'm going to be honest with you, but honestly, it's definitely something to consider since it came up. But hey, this man beat Salad, Trickstars. Granted, it's Mermail, so like you can't be too upset about it. But kudos, Bar. Like, you took this deck to a whole new level. And this is something that I haven't particularly seen. Like I said, maybe somebody's messed around with the concept out there a little bit. But, coming off of a locals report, finishing X1 out of 4 rounds, it's worth exploring and talking about just the cool things that come out of this. So, what's going on with this deck? So, we're using the Mekk-Knight engine to kind of go second and, Witchcraft cards to better our life. His combination of Witchcraft cards is very good. You only ever play one Madame Ver. There are people out there that want to play more than one Madame Ver. No, I think 2 is pushing it, because you can't do anything with these super big ones unless hard tribute them if you draw them. So that's the thing. So what's going on here? All right, so we're packing 3 copies of Ash Blossom. I say this every video. Hand traps are really good. I actually kind of wish we could see more Phantasmi in a deck like this, but it's understandable. But general consensus is, yes, 3 Ash Blossom is going to be your basic hand trap. I think people have already asked, like, hey, what do we hand trap this format? Like, Gazelle? His dumpability? Anything that, like, is an issue? Sign Up Mining coming right around the corner? Like, there are things to consider here. Now, we are going second deck. And in going second, a free Special Summon Cyber Dragon is really good. Slurping up anything in the extra monster zone for free value is pretty out there and pretty accessible to a lot of players. Now, like I said, Mega Fleet or Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon might be something worth exploring in the extra deck down here. But honestly, it just kind of depends on your choices. Now, like I said, we only have 2 copies of Phantasmi in the main deck. This is kind of something that I wouldn't mind seeing more copies of. Maybe a third of this over a Ghost Ogre, but Ogre definitely comes up more. So yeah, 3 Ogre. Ogre comes up way more in the solid matchup because Ogreing the Heat Leo is so much free value. Like, it's actually dumb. Now for Mekk-Knights. We're only playing 2 blue. Blue's not as good as you would think he is. He's still one of the best getting the searchability, but in terms of raw numbers and power, he's just not that great. We have 1 copy of the I Move Myself Left to Right, LOL. The column mover is not bad at all. Just one of these is fine. And the triple copies of Mr. Warp Out. This is still one of the best ones in the deck. Yeah, there's nothing else really too special to say about this. Alright, what do these Witchcraft cards do? So, Witchcrafter, Hein. Your opponent cannot target other spellcaster monsters you control with card effects. Well, I really wish these were spellcasters. I'm gonna be honest with you, but, it's fine. So, you get built-in protection. In the quick effect, you can discard one spell card, then target one face-up card your opponent controls, and destroy it. You can only use this effect of Witchcraft or Hane once per turn, so that's pretty important. Now, Witchcraft Madame Vere, during damage calculation, if your opponent's monster battles. So yeah, if you battle, quick effect, you can reveal any number of spell cards with different names in your hand, and if you do, your battling monster gains 1,000 attack and defense for each card revealed until the end of this turn. In the quick effect, discard a spell card and negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. So you get a generic buff down on your opponent, which, I mean, it's really good considering what this deck actually wants to do. Now, the little ones here are actually pretty good. So, Witchcraft or Pator, Pytor, however you want to pronounce her name. During your main phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card and discard a spell card. Special summon one Witchcrafter from your deck, except for herself. You can banish this card from your graveyard to draw a card, then send one Witchcraft card from your hand to the graveyard. Or, if you have none, banish your entire hand. You can only use each effect of Witchcraft, Patore, once per turn. So this is your generic extra draw power. Not much else to her, actually. She's really good for what she does for the deck. Then we have triple copies of Schmitta. So during your main phase, quick effect, tribute this card and discard a spell card. You special summon a Witchcraft from your deck, except for Schmitta. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard and send one Witchcraft card from your deck to the graveyard, except for Schmitta. You can only use each effect to her once per turn. So she's your generic-esque Foolish Burial. And just deck thinning in general. Like, this card's actually really good. The fact that she lone fires is all the better. Then we have triple copies of Foolish Burial Goods. Honestly, one thing I like about this deck is you get access to Metalfoes Fusion. Meanwhile, like, Fusion might not be the best card in the world, but it's a spell card. It's a spell card that's recurable. So that's the thing. So you have triple Foolish Burial Goods to drop it. We do play the triple copies of Instant Fusion. Honestly, Thousand Eyes, Mud Dragon, and Invoked Raijin are not terrible cards to have access to when playing the game. And you honestly get access to those literally anything. So being able to Thousand Eyes up something that's being a threat to you, it's free. Why not take advantage of it? Now, like I said, we do have the one Fusion, which it is what it is. We do play the 2 copies of Desires for draw ability. Banishing 10 for deck thinning isn't terrible. Now, as for Witchcraft cards, we play 1 copy of Creation, or triple copies of Creation, which is your general Rhoda, and then during your end phase, while you control a Witchcraft monster and this card is in your graveyard, you get to recur it back to your hand. Of course, you can only use 1 Witchcraft Creation effect per turn, and only once per turn. So, yeah, they did limit these. Then we have the 1 copy of Holiday, so you can target a Witchcraft monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and then during the end phase, if you control a Witchcraft monster while this card is in your graveyard, you get to recur it back. You only get 1 of those per turn, so kind of stinks, but it is what it is. We have 1 copy of World Legacy Succession. Target 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon to a zone that your link monster points to. Then Mekk-Knights support, we have the 1 Legacy Secrets. If you have a level 5 or higher monster in your graveyard, special summon it. I actually really like that a lot. So, and then of course you get to Column Negate, which is actually pretty good. The extra deck on here, we have 1 copy of the Underclock Taker, 1 copy of Saruji, 1 Ningrisu, 1 copy of Spectrum Supreme. I actually heard this card comes up a lot. 1 copy of Morningstar, 1 copy of Link Kuriboh, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 Boral Sword Dragon for OTKs, 1 copy of Akashic Magician, 1,000 Eyes Restrict, 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Invoked Raijin, and 1 copy of Chimera Tech Mega Fleet for those slurp moments for the extra deck. I like free value, don't you guys? Now, the side deck here, we have 2 copies of Artifact Lancia to stop Thunder Dragons, any other RFG deck that you're going to have issues with in today's format. 1 copy of DD Crow for spot removal. 2 copies of Prankatops. Honestly, you're going second deck as it is, so get more free value out of it. We have 2 copies of Gamma Seal. Any sort of monster that's going to be an issue to you, granted, as long as you can put this somewhere it's not going to be an issue for you, then this is just free value. Then we have triple Gamma, 1 copy of Driver, just more additional spot removal. Having those hand trap negates when your opponent tries to ash you, yeah, thanks. I'll take that. We only have triple copies of Twin Twister, and 1 copy of World Legacy Whispers, wrapping up this deck profile. So once again, kudos Bar. I'm really happy to see that King of Bar did so well today, actually. This is pretty crazy. So guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about his deck profile. And, well, guys, I'm out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.